We are not live.
Well, hello, everybody. Today, we relive the rebellion of our youth. That's right. 40 years ago, when life was still full of joy, we used to wear so much color and not even think twice. And tonight, thanks to the hard work of Shafali in advance and Mira behind the camera, today I present you with memories of... Did I say the 90s? Because I meant the 80s. Did I say the 80s or the 90s?
I think you said the 80s.
Good, I meant the 80s because that was 40 years ago. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, my name is Priya Mohan, and I am the owner of Sorry Not Sorry here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Whoops, wrong way. And tonight, we are going to be looking at pieces made out of upcycled vintage pure silk saris that were probably initially made in the 80s. Because when you look at the colors of these pieces, it will tweak something in your memory. And you'll say to yourself, Boy George, Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, and you'll try to place that fabric. And if you're like me, you'll have no memory of anything that you wore back then, except you knew that's what everybody was wearing back then. So I would like to welcome you all tonight as we go through some memories of the 80s. And I'm really hoping that as we go through this, you will pop into the comments things that you specifically remember from the 80s. Because literally, ladies, I'm drawing a blank. I remember something about roller skates. I definitely remember jeans that I had to pull up with a hanger. And I was actually thinking I would wear tight jeans today for that 80s vibe. And I was like, no, lady, you're not doing that anymore. You've done that. We're done. So I'm wearing my very baggy Casbah pants in a very bright color in honor of the bright colors we're going to be showing you today. And if you would like to see this collection, if you are on Instagram, you can comment the word bright and the link will be sent to you. If you are on Facebook and you have a look at the description for tonight's live, you will see a link that will take you to the collection. If none of those work for you, then feel free to visit the front page, homepage of our website, where you will see a banner right underneath the May Sneak Peek banner that will give you a link to watch tonight's show or on YouTube, or to have a look at the pieces that we're showing you. Has anybody joined us tonight?
Everyone has joined us tonight.
Yay! So
we already have some comments too. We have some hellos and a happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everyone.
All of our ladies. Jordy says happy Friday and what a fun topic tonight. Sabina says, love your ankle boots, Priya.
Whee!
Carrie Beth says, hi, ladies. Happy Friday.
Hi, Carrie.
Michelle says, yellow boots. And everyone goes, bright, bright.
Bright, bright, bright. Yes, fearless, fearless, bright. And I do remember vaguely being fearless about color because from what I remember, it was everywhere. Like I had a bright pink pair of jeans. I definitely had a bright aqua pair of jeans. I had a cotton sweater that was not from Benetton because I wasn't rich, but looked like it could have been from Benetton. And wasn't everybody wearing, was it Ralph Lauren? Was it Chaps? There was some polo shirt thing.
I think it's Ralph Lauren.
Was it Ralph Lauren? And I remember that the cool kids who weren't me, like Laura Lee Upshaw, if you're watching this and the world really is that small, I envied you. Your pink polo tops with the necks. Honestly, the collars, you looked great. Laura Lee, shout out to you.
We have some lovely comments. So Carrie Beth said 80s. I remember friendship pins, neon everything, cotton ginny sweaters, jelly bracelets, and shoes.
Oh my God, jelly bracelets, yes, but cotton ginny. Cotton Ginny was a brand, let me educate Mira, that you would find in malls. And it had
like the cotton gin?
Like a cotton gin. And it was just really comfortable cotton clothing, kind of like Campus Crew, but it was oversized and it was kind of like washed, like a washed pink or a washed purple, not acid washed, but washed. Mm-hmm. Now, were acid wash jeans in the 80s as well? Was that a horrible thing we did?
Y'all did it first, and we definitely did it in the 2010s. But
Wow.
I also, Corey says tube skirts, fingerless gloves, and pearls. Heather says pastel Ralph Lauren button down.
Yes.
Jacqueline Webb said, oh, I had lime green pants. Jordy said, I was a child in the 80s, and oh, the memories of childhood joy fashion. Just the leggings alone. I wore shiny spandex leggings, and my ultimate pair had one leg fluorescent pink, the other lime green.
Loving it.
Also,
Loving
leggings
it.
printed to look like jeans.
Yeah, I remember those too.
And then Cheryl Denby says, happy 80s Fridays. This was my prime time. And Marilyn Ritzy says, happy Friday, ladies.
So I am just going to, as we talk about the 80s, I'm going to show you these beautiful pieces that Shefali selected. And it's funny because Mira and Shefali have been holding pieces up and going, 80s? And I actually have to like stop and think, would that be definitive of the 80s? And so where I finally landed was, if I could see it on Boy George, Madonna, if I could imagine it in a video with Robert Plant or with Wham, or something with Michael Jackson, that it was probably the 80s. Because we just didn't have that kind of social media, right? Like if you didn't go out and buy those magazines, which again, poor kid, did not buy the magazines, or if they didn't have it in a mall, at a store that you could afford, like you couldn't shop this stuff. But I do remember buying Daniel Hector which I think has come back, Daniel Hector brand women's clothing at Fairweather, for anybody who remembers that. So this is a cardigan. It is very, very sheer with a bright zigzag print in kind of like a watermelon tone and magenta gray, black and white. I definitely remember wearing a lot of black and white in the 80s.
Web Art Explorations, is that?
That's Margaret.
Margaret, that's what I thought. So Margaret says, loved Cotton Ginny, had a great raspberry red sweat top and pants, so comfy. Marilyn Ritzy says, gosh, I was in my 40s and dancing to my own drum.
Aww.
Margaret says, majorly poofy hair on gals and girls.
Yes.
And then on Instagram, we also have a lot of comments too. Carrie said, yes, acid wash for sure, late 80s, early 90s.
Wow.
And Corey said, loved Fairweather. Andrea says, happy Friday. Morag says, pictures or it didn't happen to Corey. I had my first son in 1981, so not in the same headspace at all, because Corey said that she was in her high school years.
Well, and honestly, I'm going to interrupt for 1 second. That's what I was thinking. I was like, thank God this isn't the 90s, because for me, the 90s were a blur. I
Denim dress only.
Yeah, pretty much one dress only. I had no money, and I had no time. I started law school in 1991 in September, did that for a year, decided I hated law, which I've tried to teach all of my daughters, but one of them succumbed anyways. And then went to teachers college, immediately got married, got a job, had kids, had all three of my kids within that 10 years. So don't ask me anything about the 90s unless I've seen it on TV since then. It didn't happen, which makes me think, Morag, the 80s might be like that for you. Just a blur, a crazy blur.
Jacqueline Webb said, my boys were 80s kids. I can't remember much of anything but chasing after them. Michelle says, Le Chateau jackets with heavy-duty shoulder pads worn with a tight fuchsia pink skirt and matching yellow shoes.
Absolutely. I forgot about Le Chateau. Like, that was the place to shop.
When I was young, it was on its way out.
It was on its way out, but then it came back again, didn't it?
It came back for a little bit when I was in high school.
Yeah. I love this look.
Jane says 80s were shoulder pads and big hair. Carrie said big hair bows too. I had one in every color. Roberta Hancock says everything is a blur. I had a baby in 83 and a full-time job in Montreal as a creative director of an ad agency.
Wow.
That's so cool.
That is very cool.
Corey said I look like a linebacker with teased hair and frosted pink lipstick.
Oh my gosh.
Morag said I had 4 kids in the 90s, so also a blur. And Jordy says I love the men's suit of the 80s when they were all big and so stylish.
Yeah.
Suits. I love the big suits of the 80s.
Those big suits
were a great look.
Awesome. Now, like, honestly, when I try to think of like little things that I remember, there's just little odds and ends, like those bows. Now that you mention it, I remember the bows. I remember was something else that I just thought of that was so 80s when I was growing up. I wore a lot of pastels because it was also Miami Vice. And I remember I had like a pastel yellow sweater with a pastel yellow pair of jeans. And there was so much joy. Like back then, nobody cared if you were wearing color at all. Like if you walked into a store, it was all color. There's none of this beige, grayish, black, white that you see in like Zara.
We had not yet had a recession.
Yeah. Is that what that's about?
I don't know. A lot of people think that like you can definitely see signs within fashion. And like, especially like within colors, things going more back to minimalist. Like this new Chanel shoe came out and it's just a heel with like a lace. So you tie it around your ankle and it's just like the heel part of a sandal.
And how many bazillion dollars is that?
So many bazillion dollars. So many bazillion dollars. Carrie Best also said Walkmans and cassette tapes.
Tears for Fears.
Margaret Webb says Daniel Hector.
Daniel Hector. That was the guy from,
So much from that line.
Yes.
And much music vids and VJs.
Oh my God, much music. That was the 80s.
Yeah, especially in Toronto, the camping outside.
Yeah, the MTV studios and Monica Diol. Does anybody else remember Monica Diol?
That looks so good with the pants. Sorry.
You know, honestly, I wear these yellow pants all the time.
Because it's a green in the silk, but with the pants, it kind of looks more like a washed gold.
Yeah, it really does. Because this is a chartreuse.
Mm-hmm.
And this is dandelion. These are the dandelion Casbah pants for winter. And they do have a slightly greeny undertone that really does come out when you pair it with this, which also has the green. But also has the pink and the purple.
We have so many good comments.
I can't wait to hear them.
Recession, in regards to the recession, Roberta said, oh wait, where was I? Oh, Michelle says lipstick sales usually go up when times get tough, and that is true.
Yeah, I've heard about that, the lipstick effect.
Yes. And Cheryl Denby says during a recession, skirts will rise. Cheryl also says gigantic plastic jewelry to go with my metallic jacket with huge shoulder pads. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Like, this is why I wanted you guys to remind me. I remember now. I had a wavy, I might even still have it. I have a wavy blue plastic neck bracelet from the 80s that I probably got from Le Chateau.
I think you actually do still have it.
I do think I still have that. And then I have plastic earrings. There were so many plastic earrings. And they weren't plastic like to look beautiful. They were plastic to look plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like super tacky. And lace. For some reason, I keep thinking about lace and Victorian, like little puffed Victorian sleeves. Like they were frills that went on top of shirts. Like they poked out like this. Hope you guys can see that. And it was just like a ruffle of lace or a frill at the shoulder.
Sabina says, yes, I remember Monica.
Diol. Yeah. She was the host of MTV.
Jordy says, probably because I was a little kid and that's what my dad wore to work and dinner parties. So I thought that was the coolest about the big jackets.
Yeah.
Roberta says, one of my best friends in Montreal was a designer for Le Chateau. And I wrote all Le Chateaus.
Oh, wow.
And then Corey says, Rick the Temp. Is that an MTV thing?
It sounds familiar, but I don't remember it.
Heather says Adidas track pants and rainbow heart raglan sleeved sweatshirts.
Yes.
She wrote all of Le Chateau's jingles. That's really cool.
Oh, that is so cool.
Rick
now she has to sing one, but I don't know how she'll do that.
It was a TV show. Rick the Temp is back on BT.
Oh. Really? Yeah.
Erica
Mork and Mindy. Wasn't Mork and Mindy the 80s?
Maybe. You're actually asking the wrong person.
I'm
the worst person you could ask. Jordy also says Lacoste. It's been around forever, but I feel like it was really big in the 80s.
Yes, maybe that's what it was. The little alligator. Lacoste. And Laura Lee Upshaw, shout out to you with your Lacoste.
And then in 2010, the style came back with Abercrombie.
Yes.
I also recently saw this thing that was really interesting about how in the 90s, there was a medieval resurgence where it was
in the 90s.
In the 90s.
Okay.
If you look at fashion, that there was a lot of what there was like an obsession with what modern medieval would look like. And so that's where you get a lot of the like the ties in the center, kind of like the
bolo ties?
It's like the boho chic stylings. Like, so for instance,
you'll have to give me a specific example.
So also it bled into the early 2000s, and you can see it in a lot of the TV shows and movies. So like 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh yeah.
Instead in the 90s, a lot of her shirts will have kind of like the same medieval like tie, you know, it kind of like goes down the center like a corset, but it's like loose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that
Those. That's what you mean. Like those
the crisscross tying, yeah. That's
yes.
really 90s, but it's a medieval, a modern adaptation of medieval styles.
Now, I definitely remember that because I was pregnant in the 90s, and you could buy dresses that had that going on at the back.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking this is brilliant for pregnant women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was also like Knight's Tale, the movie, is also a medieval movie with modern clothing. Ella Enchanted fits into that as well.
Wow.
Where it's a lot of 90s runway, like medieval adaptations.
So that was 10 years before you were born. How do you know all this
I
stuff?
just saw this recently because I love that style.
Oh.
I'm behind on comments. Oh my lordy.
Okay, share some comments.
Okay. Heather says Madonna and lingerie as outward.
Yes, as outerwear.
Jacqueline Webb said my clothes were mostly from La Cache. Lots of April Cornell clothes.
Oh, April Cornell. So you know who April Cornell is? You know those Kantha knit, the Kantha jackets we've been looking at lately?
Yes.
And they have those big floral prints on them, and they're kind of quilted. That is April Cornell, but she also
like
did bed sheets. You can still buy April Cornell. I know some of our customers buy April Cornell cotton dresses as slips.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's a little layering moment, guys. So this is so many colors. This is so many colors.
And yet
they work because it's the 90s. Whoops, 80s.
Girl. I'm going to have to hold a piece of paper that says say 80s.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this wrong, and we're all going to experience that together.
Okay.
Varnet?
Varney sunglasses. They were the precursor to Ray-Bans. And everybody had them.
Okay.
They were, again, what the rich kids wore. So there was a TV show about rich kids. But it wasn't Beverly Hills 90210.
Saved by the Bell?
No, Saved by the Bell was ordinary kids. It was kind of like the 80s version of...
Tell me and I'll know.
I don't know.
Expand more.
Okay, there was a TV show that came out in the 80s. And the people who were in it were all really preppy and rich. And I don't think it was 90210. And it wasn't any of those, like, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and then you have the facts of life. They know what I'm talking about. It wasn't like, it was like Blair. There was a show that had characters like Blair from the Facts of Life. Did you know that, pardon?
I'm going to need more.
I don't have more. This was 40 years ago for me, Mira.
I know,
But I just remembered that.
Unfortunately, I only have the 90s, like Boy Meets World.
No, that's okay. I'm hoping they'll have answers.
Yeah.
So there was another show, like Michael Canadian
Myers.
No, good one though.
Thank you.
No, Fox. Michael J. Fox.
Oh,
was in a TV show that was also very popular during that time, and he also played the preppy boy.
Teen Wolf.
No, it was before Teen Wolf. It was, ladies, you got to help me out.
So while we wait, I will. There's still so many.
Okay, read them first.
Jag Jeans says Margot.
Oh.
Corey says Roadrunner, Mac or Gloria Vanderbilt jeans.
Remember those so clearly.
Yes, Jordy said Mirror. Yes, that was so 90s and I loved it. Roberta Hancock says I wrote all the advertising for La Cache in the 80s in Montreal.
Crazy.
That is really cool. Avid for Tech.
Oh, Avid for Tech is Jessica.
She says swatches. And
Swatches
saying Family Ties.
Family Ties. Family Ties is the one with Michael J. Fox. No, swatches. We all used to have swatches. It was so in.
I remember, and then you guys got me swatches, and I'm like, what am I going to do with it?
Yeah, like you guys didn't care at all.
Yeah,
and I'm like, but it's a swatch.
And you're like, it's so pretty. I'm like, I hate to break it to you, it's still a clock.
Well, and it was plastic, and it was so obviously plastic.
Like, do you remember? Now this is real fashion. Do you remember? My little watch that I had that was a butterfly and it was wooden and it didn't work. Do you remember? And one day I went into the washing machine and I was so sad.
Yes.
She survived. Didn't even tell time. Just aesthetic.
So this is a waterfall top.
I really like that together and it goes with your shoes so well.
Honestly, these pants are underrated. Like you wouldn't
I'm
think.
wearing my yellow pants.
You are wearing your yellow pants. But yeah, there's something about these yellow pants, especially kind of like I know I'm sorry that you guys can't get them anymore, but we do have a couple of pairs left. They're called Dandelion. And you'll find them under linen bottoms on our website. And do pay close attention to the waterfall tops, ladies, because something special is going to be happening online with waterfall tops as soon as we get organized. So if you love a waterfall top, you may want to wish list it. Just saying.
One day at a time.
Oh my gosh, one day at a time. That's how it went. Oh, one day at a time.
You could have sang anything and I'd believe you.
Yeah. One day at a time was Valerie Bertinelli and Mackenzie Phillips. I think she was the daughter of one of the Mamas and the Papas kids. Like she was, the Mamas and the Papas, daughter of one of them.
Cassidy.
I don't know. But yeah, we used to watch that. And then there was All in the Family.
What about Cheers. The one that what's his face was on? Jason Bateman.
A
young Jason Bateman. A
young Jason Bateman.
A young Jason Bateman.
Oh, ladies, you're going to have to help me with that one. A TV show with a young Jason Bateman.
A little baby Jason Bateman. Fun fact, he said that if he didn't go into acting, he'd want to be a waiter because you're basically acting at every table.
It's true. You get lots of attention. I've listened to his podcast.
Yeah, I really love him, but also he seems a little mean.
There's something about him. He does have a bit of an edge, even on his podcast.
Yeah, you're just like, ooh.
Yeah.
A sweet guy, but a sharp edge.
He does have a sharp edge. He does. Jason Bateman is a kid.
Oh my God, I was watching this show and I was like, wow, that is so dad. And it was this daughter was making like mac and cheese really late in the middle of the night in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And the mom and the dad walk into the kitchen and the dad goes, oh, like, what are you making? What are you making? And the mom goes, you don't need to ask. You just had dinner. You said you were so full. And he goes, I was just wondering what was smelling so good that I was keeping my daughter from her sweet slumber that she had to make it. And I was like, that's very much dad.
That is my husband. He will go from like a fancy dinner with steak and all the fixins. We'll get in the car and he'll just look around and go, meatball sub?
Meatball sub, anyway, meatball sub. The Hogan Family was Jason Bateman's show.
The Hogan Family.
Also Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, I love Little House on the Prairie. I was actually watching a clip from that recently. What
was the one that you made us see?
The show that I made you guys see? My Girl.
No, the other one. My Girl in hindsight. No, My Girl was the movie that traumatized
all my children. Yes,
My Fair Lady at the time, I was annoyed, but I accept. Yeah. Now I accept the culture. There was one where you were hoping I would accept the culture, and instead I didn't.
Was it Gone with the Wind?
Tradition.
Oh, Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh my God, I hate Fiddler
How
on the
did
Roof.
my kids not love Fiddler on the Roof?
Like, why did it literally take us 3 of the exact same lesson
before he learned it?
Before he said,
Because he wasn't raised with an iPhone. It took longer to process back then.
If anything, it takes longer to process now because there's misinformation. I argue no.
Please ask questions about the outfits as I'm trying them on if you have any questions. This one is a maxi caftan, and I tried it on both ways. So this is it with the back to the front, which I kind of preferred, honestly. Like, look at that pattern. That's crazy.
I love the red on the yellow on the edge.
Yes. Honestly, this one is to die for. This one says, take me on a vacation where I wear really big sunglasses and a sun hat, and nobody knows what I look like, but they all think I'm rich.
Corey didn't like it either. Thank you, Corey.
Corey didn't like what?
Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh.
Morag said, I loved Fiddler on the Roof, and my kids loved it too.
Ha.
You should go hang out with Morag, Mom.
With
the people who
was hilarious. And touching and warm.
There are two things I took away from that. One, people really love to include a Fiddler on the Roof setup in their art. Let it be. Let it die. Second, Gwen Stefani totally borrowed from
tradition.
Fiddler from
We have to do a live one day where Rachel is sitting on your side, and then I'll get her to sing, and then you guys will get to hear her voice.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's got an incredible voice.
She's really good.
She's been singing a little bit on the stories. Have you noticed that? She'll go, hello, everybody.
I know. I'll be like away, and she'll be watching my cats for me, and she'll send me a video randomly on Instagram, and it's her and both of them staring at the camera with haunting eyes wide, big as saucers. She goes, someone was screaming upstairs.
Someone was screaming upstairs.
And I hang out with them. And literally always it says volume warning. Because she'll start singing and then she gets carried away.
She's an amazing singer. If you guys ever have her trapped in the store, make her sing to you.
Jordy says, I wore a maxi caftan today with a duster. It was probably the first time I've mixed patterns since the actual 80s. I felt very brave.
Oh, I am so proud of you. Today I did something really bold as well. I put a story about it. I was wearing a brown side slit top that had little splotches of color in it. And then as I was running out the door, I was kind of cold. I thought, I should just throw a sweater over top for the transit. And you could see the little silk kind of peeking out from the bottom. So the sweater was teal green with all these different colors. And the bottom of the silk was brown, and you could see some of the colors. It looked so cute together. And my first thought would be never cover up the silk because the silk is so beautiful. And normally what we do is we have our underpinnings peeking out from under the silk. But it looked really good doing it the other way too, where the silk was peeking out from something else. Mm-hmm. So definitely check out the story. I'd love to know what you guys thought.
Varden Place?
Varden Place is... I know who Varden Place is.
Varden Place, who are you? I'm still learning the handles, so I'm trying to get used to them.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I know exactly who it is. I just can't remember the name.
They suggested, did anybody say Degrassi Junior High?
Was Degrassi in the 80s?
It was I think it took off the most in the 90s.
I thought so too.
It was most prevalent for us in the early 2010s. Shout out Drake.
Who is Varden Place? Varden Place, please let us know who you are.
I know Varden Place.
We do. We know Varden Place.
Well.
Yeah, we do know her well. It's not Marguerite. She's Plony. Help us.
Help us, help us.
So this is a sculptural...
It's Kay.
Kay, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kay.
I'm so bad at... Because I just know the handles and I'm trying to put them with the names. So
yes.
I may be asking people.
So you know who's the expert at that is Alex, because she'll be actually doing the orders. So she sees the names connected with the messages that came in. So, okay, so this here is a sculptural tunic dress. And I was talking to a customer who came in because I had said that it fits up to a size 18. And she was hesitant to buy one online because she said, you know what, I'm kind of a size 18, but sometimes a little bit bigger. And she came in and it fit her perfectly. And she said she was a size 20. So I just wanted to let you know, if you're a little hesitant about the sculptural tunic dress because you're worried you're a size 20 across the top, maybe it won't fit you, it probably will. So I'm a 38C. There is a lot of room here. And really the only place where you need it to fit is up here, like maybe 8 or 10 inches underneath your armpits, because after that, it just widens out. So there's more than enough room down here. And it has pockets. It's one of our few styles that has pockets. What are you looking at me like that for?
Carly's one said, love that sculptural tunic dress. However, she made me privy to the short form, STD.
Oh, sculpture. Yes.
Yes.
That is what we use.
That is what it is.
That is exactly
she said, love that STD. And I said,
gotta love a good STD.
But Kay says, hope to see the new store in person next week.
Yay!
Says, I'm a 20 and it's perfect.
That's what I thought. And I wanted to share that with you because I know. So what I explained to this lady was, we just don't want anyone to be disappointed where it gets to them and they're like, but now it doesn't fit and now I feel big and I feel sad. And so we thought we'd rather say it'll fit to an 18 comfortably and then everybody's happy. But definitely check, because that's what we've done with all of our sizing, where we've kind of gone down a size and say they'll definitely fit to here, but it often fits a little bit bigger as well.
And Morag says, I'm a 42 double D and the STD fits me great.
42 double D, there you go. Morag, there's a post coming out on Sunday that has a picture of you on it. And actually, this is cute. So this is the same fabric, and it is a bolero jacket over top of a self-pocket dress. Sculptural tunic dress. It's kind of cute, right?
So, Mom, when you think 80s trend, we're going to focus on the 80s trend home decor.
Oh, 80s trend home decor.
Because you said they were struggling to think of all of the 80s trends fashion because there was so much. So it was a very changing time. It was very dynamic.
It was, but I also wasn't in charge of my own home back then. Right?
No, but you were like, famously, I've said it on the live, you're like, I'm done with a green kitchen.
My green kitchen was the 90s. So I was trying to think about I remember the 70s really clearly. In terms of, the avocado, the harvest gold, the orange.
Yeah.
And then from what I remember, the 80s was there was a lot of
gem tone, but bright.
Well, it was either gem tone, but bright, or it was pastels. I remember a lot of peach. I remember sage green. I remember a lot of chinoiserie. There was a rise in chinoiserie in the 80s where people were getting Asian inspired decor.
Yes, they have. So Carrie Beth said brass wallpaper.
Yes.
Heather said poofy floral chintz curtains.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the balloon curtains.
Corey says dusty pink and blue.
Yep.
Berta said chrome and glass.
Yes.
Carly said frilly bathrooms. Yes.
Yes.
Jordy says, ooh, 80s home decor. I want to say chrome and black leather.
Yes.
I think of Nani and Anna's house.
Theirs is more traditional. But there are some elements in there.
The couch that they used to have.
Yeah.
The couches that look, when I think 80s, I think of the paper cups in a dentist's office.
Those florals?
Yeah. And Morag says, but it was yard sale vibes. Corey says borders, wallpaper, and brass.
Oh my gosh, borders. Everybody had borders.
Carly says peach and olive. Jane says my apartment was wicker chairs, fans on the walls, Asian inspired.
Fans on the walls. I totally remember those. They were huge, and you would buy them. Well, I only remember going down to Spadina, like to Chinatown in Toronto, and buying them there. But there would be these huge wall fans, and they have a little hook on the back. You'd put them on your walls.
Jordy says, what's the movie? He's a business exec and a serial killer. Oh, Psycho. American Psycho.
American Psycho. Well, now that you're mentioning decorating trends, I actually remember the wallpaper. I used to work, for those of you who are Canadian and remember this, at St. Clair Paint and Paper. And so I used to help people put together like paint colors and wallpaper. And I remember a lot of florals and wainscoting where you would do one color on the bottom and one color on the top. And you would either separate it by a wood trim, or more likely you would get a border. And we used to tell people, if you don't really want to buy a whole border because it's too expensive, you can buy this striped wallpaper and cut your own border and then put it on the walls. That's what we did. We saved money back then.
And we saved money.
We saved money.
We saved money. We saved lives. Carrie Beth says, yes, white wicker. Corey says, Miami Vice vibes. Pastels, glass blocks. Ooh, yes, the glass blocks are actually having a huge comeback now. Jane says, yes, in Chinatown for sure. I had a fine line linen and pastels. Carly says that masks on the walls.
Oh my God. The masks were made out of ceramic or brass, and they were the masks, like the theater masks with the happy, sad face. And then they would have ribbons coming out of them.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And they weren't terrifying at all.
Club Penguin. So I also share the experience that you guys had. to equal level. Carrie says beanbag chairs. And Roberta says, I remember Cargo Canada. And then Margaret says water beds. So
water beds.
Thank God that went away.
But that was like, that was always, now correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, but there was like an element of kink to having a water bed.
Well, yeah, I thought so. But I always thought they were more 70s.
I think they were 70s, 80s. But like round water beds with mirrors on the ceiling. That's the image that I conjure with a water bed. It was certainly, no grandfatherly type who's like, oh, now I get to relax in my comfortable water bed.
It's so funny. Guess who has a water bed?
Who?
Rachel's dad.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't those things get moldy on the inside?
That was always my fear. I also, as a kid, thought that you keep fish in them, and I was like, how do you open it to feed the fish?
How would you feed the fish?
Why would you have a waterbed if not for it to be a sleepable aquarium?
Didn't they make water-filled bras at one point?
They must have.
I think I remember that you could get bras and fill water in to build yourself out.
That would be so heavy.
Yeah, it would be. And cold if you went outside.
Why would you?
So, 1 second. Yeah. This is a long tunic with side ties. I had a customer in here the other day, and she was trying on the boxy tops, which she found too short, and then she tried on a side slit top, which would land somewhere about here. And again, she just felt it was short because she had pants by Simply, and many people buy Simply. It's a really popular brand, but it's kind of like a polyester stretchy fabric. It drapes beautifully. But because of her build and her shape, there was a little bit of pulling right here at the crotch area. So she said she loved the pants. They were so comfortable, but she definitely needed something that was going to cover her crotch and her bum. So I led her to these tops, because if you're looking for something that has some definition, so it does have an actual sleeve, but you also want it to be a bit more tunic length, so that you can cover any parts, then this is what we usually recommend. And also the nice thing about this is if you're looking for a top that you can blouse out, if you have a side slit top, I'm actually just gonna tuck it into my camisole. I'm wearing the Betty tank, but you can always just tuck it in and then make it whatever length you want. And you can tuck it in this way or this way. And it's not gonna add any extra bulk because it's silk. So just a little tutorial on the style.
So some comments from the ladies is that waterbeds were very bad for your body.
Really?
Oh, maybe the bras. The 90s was the water bra. Corey says, yes, my friends had them. Jordy said it was a big deal if you were a teenager then. Heather says Olivia Newton-John aerobic leotards and
yes!
leg warmers.
Oh my God, leg warmers. And Olivia Newton-John and the 20-minute workout. Canadian ladies, you may remember that. On TV, they would have because you couldn't, I think for the early 80s, you couldn't tape shows or anything, right? Mm-hmm. So at certain times of day, you could turn on your TV and watch the 20-minute workout, which was just a bunch of ladies in leotards. I don't think there were any men. And the camera would kind of swivel around them and show them from provocative angles. And they'd be looking all chipper going, 1, 2, step up, step down, and 1 and 2. Did I do a good job with that?
You did a really good job.
Thanks, honey.
That was really good.
Thanks.
Jane says, haha, I got rid of most of my Simply because it's hot. Love my Casbahs.
Yeah.
Morag says, this end up crate furniture. So ugly, maybe a US thing.
Oh, yes. I remember there was furniture made out of crates.
And then Sabina says, I still love leg warmers.
Yeah.
Jessica says Jane Fonda's workouts.
Right.
Roberta says, what size does the tunic length side ties fit?
So I would say, again, you're looking at up to a size 18. So they are very generously cut through here. I would say that they're even bigger in terms of how much space is going on under here than the sculptural tunic dresses. So I would say 18 easily, probably up to a 22. If there's anybody who's watching who has can share what their bra size is, the only thing I would caution is that unlike the sculptural tunic dress, which is definitely A-line, it's tighter here and then just gets wider, this is a straight cut. So whatever your hips, whatever your bust is, your hips kind of have to be the same size in order for it to fit comfortably over your hips. And my hips are a little bit bigger than my bust, so I still have room. And I am wearing several layers, and I would say I have probably 4 inches in total around the widest part of myself. And I have a feeling I'm 48 inches across here, or pretty darn close to it at my widest point, 46 or 48.
Morag says, fits me great with 42 double D.
There you go.
Jane says, fits me, and I'm a 44C. Jessica says, fits me, I'm 36C. Also, earlier, Deborah had shared that she's come into the store and tried on the sculptural tunic dress twice. She's an 18 with a 42 double D, and it does not fit. So it's definitely a style that is worth trying on.
Yes.
Because it very much fluctuates that way.
Yeah. That's really good to know. I wonder if it has to do with how wide your shoulders are. I don't know. So, ladies, tell me to stop at any minute because I am just having fun. This one here.
She says that it does fit her.
Oh, good. Because I was thinking, how does it not fit? I was doing the mental math. I'm really glad it fits. So this here is extraordinarily soft. This one kind of reminds me of Tommy Bahama's. The flowers are cobalt blue. This is like an aquamarine teal, like a turquoise. We have definitely some leaf greens in there. Down here we have, it's actually gray and navy blue, and then we have black, and then we have burgundy. And that is a different color than the red up there. So that's red, and this is wine. This one is a midi-length caftan.
So, Mom, traveling back to the 80s.
Yes.
Who was your 80s crush? Who was your heartthrob? Your 80s heartthrob?
So to be honest, nobody really liked me in high school.
Hey, it could be a celebrity heartthrob.
Okay. But I can tell you about my first kiss with Joey Newbigin.
Whoa, full government name.
Yeah, that's right. Imagine now if he's watching with his sister Wendy. So he was my first kiss. I think I was in grade 10. So yeah, ladies, I was not popular. And our braces got stuck together. I take a bow on that one.
That's perfect.
Everybody's worst nightmare. And it wasn't even a romantic kiss. It was more of a, hey, should we kiss? Yeah, we should try that. Okay, let's try that. Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Corey says that hers were Sean Cassidy and Scott Baio.
Scott Baio he was in Happy Days, and then he was in Joni Loves Chachi, and then he was in Charles in Charge.
And then Heather says Tom Wopat from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, was he the blonde one?
Was he the blonde one?
Was he the blonde one?
Oh, also Deborah says, yes, I have wide shoulders. And the side tie fits her. But I think, okay, so for clarification, I think the sculptural tunic dress does not fit, but she does, and she has wide shoulders, but the side tie tunic does fit.
Oh. Was interesting.
Kay says Tom Selleck, Magnum PI.
With that mustache. So much mustache.
Savina says, Priya, you have such good stories.
They're all bad stories. Thank you so much, Sabina, for liking them. They're all kind of, you hear them and you just have to shake your head. Go, oh, Mom.
You just go, ain't that the way?
Ain't that the way it was?
Ain't that how it be?
Yeah.
Well,
to talk about how...
Oh, John Schneider was the blonde one in Duke.
Oh, so it was the brown-haired one in Dukes of Hazzard. Mm-hmm. He was a cutie pie. I think everybody's eyes were on Daisy Duke, though. She was their sister. She was a bombshell. But you know what we had that you guys probably would never have had in your school? And I'm so sorry. I only reference this to say how bad things were in the 80s. We used to have slave auctions.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, this is what like Dazed and Confused is kind of like.
Maybe, I don't know, but it was not like nobody even thought twice about
Was
it.
it like freshmen?
You would
seniors?
no, it would just be people who were usually the popular kids, and you would, or like the really good-looking guys or whatever. They would be your slave for a day, and you had to bid on them. And then later, as we got older, we're like, has anybody really thought about the concept of slavery? Should we really be doing this? But at the time, like that was the thing, slave auctions every year, and a jukebox in our cafeteria, and playing cards at lunch because there were no phones.
So I feel like the playing cards in the jukebox is normal, and it's. I don't think it's in the same category as the slave auctions in my book, but that is the second part of that was really cool. The slave auction is kind of crazy.
Well, but nobody even thought anything of it.
I know,
like it just wasn't even. Nobody made the connection that the word slave was a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. Mm-hmm. It was just somebody who was your unpaid servant for a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we woke up. Mira, it took us a bit, but we did wake up.
Jordy says, hard to live through equals better story to tell one day.
Yeah.
Michelle says, Tom Selleck. Sigh.
Yeah.
Carrie Best says, River Phoenix. Rest in peace.
Oh,
Morag says, whoa, we didn't have anything like that. Carly said, I'm in love with that boxy baby doll.
It's beautiful.
It's so cute with the matching vest, too.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
It always makes me want a popsicle.
It's so pretty.
Corey says, and miss whatever contests, but it was always guys who were the miss. Michelle said, we had slave auctions with the teachers. You could buy them for a day.
Oh. Huh. Yeah, so that stopped. By the time I was teaching in a high school, I think if anybody even mentioned, because the teachers would still kind of say, oh, remember when we used to raise money with slave auctions? And everybody would turn and look at them and like, right, that is so bad. Let's take a minute to describe how bad that is.
So like Dazed and Confused, the movie, it's not like a slave auction, but it's like the freshmen are at the behest of the seniors.
Really?
To try, because they want, it's like summer, and they're going to be for the next, like, the senior, yeah, it's kind of like you do it to secure your social position, but it's like kind of jokey.
Yeah.
Like it's not like terrible.
So is it kind of like,
have you
like
seen Dazed and
Frosh?
Confused?
I have not seen Dazed and
I only
Confused.
saw it this year, like because it's been on my list. It's really good. It feels very teenager. Like it feels like you're just watching teenagers. But basically, it's like they do this. I don't want to say ritual. What's the tradition? I guess
tradition.
Where it's like, so like they have like pacifiers in their mouths, and they're like, or they like get down on their knees in front of a guy and be like, "Will you marry me? I'll do anything." And like it's because like the popular girls told them that they had to do this, and like if they do this, then they'll have like a safe mentor for next year. But then like if they don't do it, then the senior's like, I'm gonna make your next year living hell kind of thing. So
that was not my Canadian high school experience.
No.
But I would not be surprised if that was a high school experience. This is pretty. This one is different shades of orange. Like you have tangerine oranges, you have a peach through here, you have oranges that are so much more red. There's a satin border down here at the bottom, and you can see that it's jacquard woven with a dime. Oops.
Mazzarelli says hello.
This way. Oh, hey, Amy. Nice to see you, Amy. Oh, here's another patch of it. And then I was thinking this might be kind of fun to pair with. Did you color code these?
I did.
Look at you. All right. Is this crazy 80s enough? What do you think?
Ooh. Somehow we're in the 70s. We jumped a bit.
We did suddenly arrive in the 70s. What if I put on the shrug this way so that the orange is at the bottom so it blends in a bit better? Now, how does it look? Still the same?
It's really giving flower child.
Yeah, it really is. And this is
it's hard to go against.
Soft. Unbelievably soft shrug.
Morag says more in college to get into frats and sororities like hazing. Carly says it's a sunset. Sorry guys, I keep yawning. And then Jessica says crush Johnny Depp, who is in 21 Jump Street.
Oh, right.
And Johnny Depp today. Any day, actually. And then Carrie Beth said, wear a hot pink shrug. That's 80s.
Oh, yes, it is.
Do we have one?
We're going to find one.
It'll be with the pinks.
Yeah. I think I may have already pulled one and used it. So we're going to have to find one from the already used collection. This would be 80s.
Yeah. That's cool.
Fearless in color choice. Yeah, like I wonder how come we're not that fearless anymore. I used to wear blue and pink eyeshadow. Like, seriously.
It's because it was like
not ironically
down upon.
Well, because then eventually makeup got more natural looking and, you know, with tones and everything. But I do feel like that idea is coming back where it's makeup that looks like makeup. Mm-hmm. Because I see your generation doing like eyeliner that's above the eye and, you know, kind of drawing things out. It's definitely
like there's like main culture. There's definitely a subculture of color, you know?
I watched, Dad was watching, I think it was a baseball game. And the lady who was singing the Star Spangled Banner had sparkly blue lipstick on, like glitter blue. And honestly, it was a look. It was a look. And I think maybe somebody definitely would have done that in the 80s, but it was unusual to see it now. Yeah, I don't know. 80s was just my childhood. I went to a wedding and I wore a white cotton dress. I remember those being really in.
You wore white to a wedding?
I did.
Is that not the rule to not?
I don't remember. I was young. Somebody must have helped me dress. I took their advice. And it had it was very Victorian styled. It was white cotton Victorian styled clothing. Like it had the high ruffled necks and it had the long sleeves that were gathered. And I met a boy and his name was Greg and he was really, really cute. And we went outside and we talked and we literally just talked. And then at one point, my glasses fell off my head and he stepped on them. And I was so embarrassed that I wrote him this long letter afterwards.
But he stepped on your glasses.
But it was a mistake. And I'm like, remember that really awkward time where you stepped on my glasses? I just want you to know, like, it's totally okay. And if you ever want to get together and like,
no, step on his face. Lie down. Let me step on your face. You broke my glasses. Do you know how much these frames were? $400.
Well, and they were the big ones with the letter P.
Whoa, my customizable P glasses.
Customizable big framed glasses.
I'd be like, I'm gonna brand a P into your forehead so you never forget this day. Don't break my glasses.
Don't break my glasses, Greg. Yeah. So the 80s for me were a lot of firsts.
We spoke nicely about so many people using their government name, but for Greg, it's a threat. And Greg, don't show yourself if you're watching this. Anyways, but the ladies were talking about bright makeup. So
yes,
like blue eyeliner and pink as well. Electric blue mascara.
Yep. Okay. Do you guys remember taking a hairbrush and putting it right here with a lot of gel and then just blow drying that one spot so that this exact portion of your hair stood up? So from the front, you looked great. And from the side, you had a line straight out of the front of your head. Like, I totally remember that. And that's exactly how you did it. A lot of gel, a hairbrush, and a blow dryer.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, Peter Pan boots?
Oh. Describe those. I remember the name, but I can't remember what they looked like.
I remember Peter Pan boots.
We called them, I think we had something called Peter Pan puddle jumpers, but I'm wondering if it's the same thing. That wasn't their name. That's just what we called them.
Oh my God, Corey said, you could surf on people's bangs.
they were so high.
And, Roberta says Suttles and Seawinds was incredibly cool in the 80s and Nova Scotia still is. Mm-hmm. They're like ankle boots.
Oh, right. The little ankle boots.
The little elfin ankle boots.
So Suttles and Seawinds was kind of like she did a lot of quilted patterns and patchworky type patterns. And yeah, if you can find any of her pieces, they're really worth a lot. And I'm pretty sure that when I was in Nova Scotia last summer, that there was a museum that was doing a display using collected pieces that were designed by Vicky from Subtles and Seawind.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So this feels great. This has definitely stood the test of time. A bright diagonal. This doesn't scream 80s. This screams, I look great.
Yes. People are saying desert boots, ankle boots with fringe, Peter Pan getaway boots. They are just low boots with similar to Blundstones, but not with the tags.
Yes.
And Deborah said we had go-go boots.
Oh.
I love a go-go boot.
Go-go boots weren't those the long ones?
Yeah.
Huh.
Pointed toe kitten or stack heels in every color.
Yes.
And brooches.
And Jelly shoes. Jelly shoes was definitely the 80s, right?
What about 90s?
Was it the 90s? I remember they almost looked like somebody had taken a cake decorator and had put some gel into it and made these little swirly things for shoes.
Jacqueline Webb says, I have a Subtles quilted jacket from back in the day and I still wear it.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, she was really, really ahead of her time. Now she's retro.
Jelly shoes were the 80s.
Jelly shoes were the 80s. I can't remember why I don't have a crush from that era. I know what I liked listening to. I really liked listening to Tears for Fears. Mm-hmm. Susudio, Phil Collins. What others? Definitely Tears for Fears, though. Thompson Twins was really great. Flock of Seagulls.
Yes.
Whitney Houston. Janet Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson. All the Jacksons. So many Jacksons.
Skinny Jackson. Have you seen that clip?
No.
It's what's her face? She has the show and she's so funny.
That could be Carol Burnett.
Thank you.
Really?
Carol Burnett. So the Jackson 5 are on the Carol Burnett show.
Were they?
Yes. She goes, there's so-and-so Jackson. And he goes, the something Jackson. There's so-and-so Jackson. And he goes, the Jazzy Jackson. And then it goes, there's Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson says, I'm a star. And also, I'm better than you. He was giving Hannah. And he goes,
and that is my middle daughter. I had to claim her place.
Everyone goes, there's so-and-so Jackson. And then they just say what Jackson they are. And then she goes, then there's Michael Jackson. And he goes, does a little dance and goes, the skinniest Jackson. And I was like, whoa.
So now that you said that, I remember Sonny and Cher and the Carol Burnett show and the Donnie and Marie show. But I feel like all of those were the 70s.
Yeah.
They were, right?
Like
those were the
70s.
70s.
Late 70s. Transitional.
Yeah. Mary Tyler Moore show was the 70s.
Oh, I've missed so many. I'm sorry, ladies. Dead or Alive, New Order.
You spin me right round, baby, right
Blue
round
Monday.
like a black.
I love Blue Monday. I was going to say Dr. Mom. That's Carrie Bess. She says, I have the cardigan in that green fabric. It's so soft. I love it.
It is absolutely beautiful. It's a satin.
It is. And we also have it in a waterfall.
We do. So I guess Carrie has the third piece.
I guess.
Yes,
yeah, that's
Carrie
what that
has
would
the third
mean.
piece.
Yes. And then Corey says Depeche Mode.
Loved Depeche Mode. Okay, favorite song? Somebody. Somebody? I want somebody who cares for me passionately.
We get copywritten.
My every thought and my every breath. Someone who'll stand beside me. I'm getting all the words wrong, ladies. You guys know that.
Sabina says, Priya, that's a good 80s playlist. Heather said, I had written Flock of Seagulls' hair.
Yes, I had Flock of Seagulls' hair, guys. It was all shaved, and then I got a perm. I actually got a perm, and I had this big poof of hair on top of my head. And when I showed it to my husband after we were married, he goes, you look like you're wearing a cauliflower on top of your head. You can see Dad doing that, right? Yeah. Only he would have said cauliflower in Hindi just to make it sound even worse, which is gobi. Looks like you have a gobi head.
Ooh, that blue boxy baby doll is on my wish list. Please tell me more.
I will tell you more. First of all, it is unbelievably soft. It is like it feels like a dream. The colors in it are sky blue, a purpley cobalt blue, but I am going to still call it a blue, not a purple. Then it has different shades of green. This is actually a teal right here. And then beside it, you have a slightly light Kelly green, but it's as true as a Kelly green. The background color here is I'm going to say it's as close to a white as you'll ever get in Indian clothing. So it's actually a very pale gray or an ecru. Let's see, what else can I tell you about it? I'm wearing it with the matching vest, which is always fun to do. And what else? I think the most important thing you should know is the colors are vibrant and true and cool. And it's soft. Very, very, very soft. So we do have some news for our American customers. You would have seen it today in the stories. There's going to be an email going out. We think we have found a solution to the tariff situation. That's right. We have fixed the whole world. We've solved everybody's problems. We had a talk with Trump. And no, I'm lying. That didn't happen. What did happen is that Shopify, which is our platform that we use for our website, finally came up with, it's called DDP, which is duties paid. Don't ask me what the letters stand for, but duties paid in advance. So we had that for a little while, but it was through ClickShip, which is our shipping provider, and they weren't able to keep up with everything. So eventually we let that go. And plus there were so many changes with the tariffs. We had no idea where things were headed. So now, because on April 21st, they sent us a message saying that this app would now be available for Canadians. So we have installed it. It means that we have to go back in, change our back-end descriptions, change the HTS codes. They're actually HS codes, but Americans are only accepting HTS codes, which means we have to change them. Americans, just so you know, you're the only country in the world that requires HTS codes, but we're changing those. And so what you're going to find is if you're one of our American customers, you will currently only have access, I think, to the Pepin bags and any of our silks. But by the end of next week, everything should show up on the site for you to purchase. When you are at checkout, it's going to show you two options. It's either going to say a Canada Post /USPS shipping option, and then it'll give you a bunch of different time frames, like express or regular or whatever. And then there will also be a flat rate shipping, which is DHL, and that's the fastest way. It's also the most expensive. And what happens is when you are at checkout, you are going to see your products listed, and then down at the bottom where you would normally see taxes, there's a line item that says duties, and it will charge you the duties. Now, strangely enough, we have been practicing this in the back end. So if you have something that you purchased for $120 US, it is going to make you pay $12. I'm going to make this easier. If you bought something that was $100 US, when you see that line item at the bottom, it's going to say $10, which kind of makes no sense at all, because that 10% was supposed to be on top of the punitive, like the 10% was supposed to be the punitive element that was on top of the existing tariffs. So we don't know, but we miss you and we wanted you back. So what we're doing is we are having you guys pay the tariffs and pay that portion, which is really only 10% in advance. And when it arrives at your door, you won't have to do anything except take it, love it, and wear it. Any additional fees over top of that 10% that you paid, we're going to eat that because we don't know what's going on and we don't know when it's going to resolve itself. And to be quite honest, we need you, American customers. Since August, our sales have gone down about 25%. That was you, ladies. And again, there's so many of you stuck with us and found ways around it. And that has actually been the only thing that got us through. But we need all of you back. So we're just going to absorb that loss until things sort themselves out. So if there's something you like, you will now be able to purchase it, know exactly how much it's going to cost you because you'll be paying it up front. You can choose between 2 shipping options and we will get those out to you.
Carly is wondering, can I still pick up in July?
Absolutely, because we want to see you. But yes, that's what we're doing. We're hoping that it'll make things a little easier. And honestly, we have no way of checking until we're a month into it exactly how much it's going to cost us, because that's when we find out what we've actually been billed. And we think we're going to take, to be fair, we think we're going to take a big hit. But we also decided it's better to take that hit than to not have the sales, because we kind of need the sales in order for this really tiny, tiny small business to continue to run. And we have been weathering the storm since August. Again, thanks to so many of you. Thanks to all of you who watch us and go out of your way to support us and send us pictures and, you know, comment on our post, do all the things that you can do to help us. But unfortunately, running a business takes money. And even though there are only 4 of us right now who work in this storefront, and we have not even had to pay rent on our new place yet, because we're still in that, you know, that paid period where you don't have to pay rent because you just moved in and it covers your upgrade costs. So it's not even the fact that we moved here. It's just we have been slowly losing money ever since we lost the American market. In conclusion, please shop. There's no more scary open the door and I have no idea how much my tariffs are going to be, because you're going to pay them up front. It's only going to be 10%. And whatever it is above that, we'll take that. We'll take that for you for now until things change again. So I hope you'll come back. This is me begging you. Please come back. Come back, American ladies. And those of you who are still with us and all of our Canadian ladies who have been unbelievably supportive, we appreciate you. Look at this one.
That one's so pretty.
I love it with the yellow.
The swirl is really interesting.
It really is. Is the color coming out true there?
It's a big greeny. Oh, I have my flux on. 1 second.
So this is more of a sky blue. This is like a very neon highlighter yellow. We have a fuchsia here with blue undertones. This is a very, very pale gray. Then we have the cobalt blue, and then beside the cobalt blue, I'd say we have an indigo blue. Then on this side, we have these fabulous flowers, and you can see that there's teal flowers in the background. This one's a crepe one, and it is a poncho.
And Morag says, oh, I met a woman who lives in Hamilton when I was in Chiang Mai.
Oh, yeah, she was in Vietnam.
And told her about the shop.
Oh, that's so exciting. Thank you, Morag. No, you guys who are watching are literally the best, and we could not be here without you. But now's a great time to tell a friend and see if you can let them know that for our American customers, we're doing what we can to hang on to you in these crazy times.
Any word on the last Bryn Walker shipment?
Yes. I got an email today saying that they were going to be billing me on Monday. Once they bill me, then it usually takes about a week and a half. So I'm going to say safely within the next 2 weeks, we should have those. And we'll let you know as soon as they arrive. And I think they weren't due until May 15th. So we're doing really well for time because today's May 1st. So we'll definitely have them by the date we promised, which was May 15th.
Ooh. Yay!
Anything else from the ladies? Any other memories from the 80s?
No, not yet. I was so last time we were talking about Pretty in Pink and all of those. What was your favorite? What movie do you think best represents your 80s experience? The movie doesn't have to be from the 80s, but what best captures?
I remember we made a really big deal about the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's a goodie.
And maybe Fame.
Fame, I would definitely say Fame.
Fame was a really good movie. Everybody went to see it.
It's controversial. It's a good movie. On the Record Show's a good movie.
And I read the book. The book was way too much for my young head.
Y'all talk crazy about the movie Fame. And then you see it and you're like, it's just kids with a dream.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's just kids with a dream and heart.
It was everything, right?
Yeah. Shafali's in the chat.
Hey, Shafali.
Live going well, ladies.
Live is going great. What was everybody else's favorite movie from the 80s? Remind me. Oh, wasn't there like the Gremlins or the...
Jeeju. That was just for Shafali.
There was a movie about these animals that if they got wet, they multiply.
That's Gremlins.
That is Gremlins.
That's Gremlins.
Yeah.
Don't get them wet.
Don't get them wet. What are the ladies saying they remember? Saturday Night Live. No,
Goonies.
Saturday Night Fever. Saturday Night Fever.
Breakfast Club, Goonies. My fave movie from that time period, Say Anything.
Oh, so many good movies back then. Tell me more. Tell me more, ladies.
Stand By Me is a good
Stand
one.
By Me was amazing.
Nilbog.
I don't think I like these.
What?
together.
Who? Shafali says Nilbog?
I don't know a Nilbog.
Hey, girl. Expand, please. Deborah says E.T.
E.T.
A classic.
Yes. Drew Barrymore was so young.
Well, I'm very puzzled by Nilbog. I'm not gonna lie.
So this is a side slit top with kind of like an indigo blue lace. And then the background colors are really pale blue. This is indigo, but it's multi-tonal.
Is that the same as the sculptural tunic dress from earlier?
Is it?
Is it?
Like this one?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
tis not.
Oh.
But it's definitely more of an indigo, even though like what I put on here is kind of like a bright sky blue.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not a bright sky blue.
Yeah.
No.
Margaret Webb says Back to the Future. Ferris
All of
Bueller's
the Back
Day
to the
Off,
Futures.
Big.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Okay, that might be the defining movie for me.
Mm-hmm.
Love and Back to the Future.
Back to the Future for sure.
Yeah.
Princess Bride.
Also definitive.
Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And Chef says, LMAO, it's an offshoot of the Goblin movie. Curtis Connor has a video on it. That's so funny. Of the Gremlins movie.
Oh. That's
Breakfast
a deep
Club
cut.
and Pretty in Pink.
Yes.
Well, the Choo 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 is because there's in Community, there's the joke of watching, what is it? It might be Mexican Gremlins.
Oh,
And
really?
in the Mexican Gremlins, the noise that they make, like if when they're evil, is chee choo chee choo.
And what noise do they make when they're not evil?
I don't know. I actually have never seen the Gremlins. OG.
Really? Oh, the Love Bug. Now, was the Love Bug 70s or 80s?
I don't know that.
It was Herbie the Love Bug. It was a Volkswagen,
Oh,
but it was alive. Like it had
yeah. I remember Furby fully loaded with Lindsay Lohan.
oh wait, and then there was also
We got Footloose.
yeah.
We have Karate Kid.
Oh my God.
Dirty Dancing.
Epic again.
Grease.
Yes.
Ghost.
Yeah. That was the 80s, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, I love these together.
Dirty Dancing's so good.
This color, I don't know what it's called, but I do love it. I think I own this one.
Is that the royal blue or is it the aubergine?
I think it's the royal blue. It's violet bamboo.
We're
It is-
both wrong.
It's the violet bamboo tank, and it is stunning.
Feeling violet bamboozled. I thought it was the royal blue.
Wow, I'd forgotten all of those movies were from that era.
Guys,
American Pie, was that from then?
no, that's 2000s.
Was it?
That's 90s, 2000s. Dirty Dancing's so good.
Dirty Dancing.
It's definitely so crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like when you're like watching it, you're like, hey, let's take a moment and think about how this girl is at most 16 and she's like, let's go on a family vacation. And then she's like, Dad, can you help me perform this back alley abortion?
Well, what about the fact that it's all the girl's fault?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That crazy. She's like, hey, Dad, can you do me a small favor of doing this life or death procedure in the back of the cabin?
This piece is extraordinary. I really don't know how it's still here. This is a navy blue. We have magentas in here. This is an extraordinarily pale pink that reads as gray. And then up here you can see it has different shades of sky blue and teal.
I love this one. I feel like that abstract pattern on the back is so classic, like 80s pattern.
It's just
Like
a
Windbreaker?
really easy. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, those windbreakers.
The
from the
Windbreakers,
80s.
yeah.
Oh, there was all the Eddie Murphy movies were from the 80s. Axel F. And okay, ladies, help me
Welcome
remember
to
the
America?
Eddie Murphy movies. Coming to America. Do 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 do. That was Axel F.
Gorgeous clothes and funny memories.
Mhm.
Heather says the outside. Oh my God, words. The Outsiders and
Yes.
Stand By Me.
Stand By
Jordy
Me
says
is epic.
so good because Chef was like, how are you ladies enjoying the 80s choices? They said so good and sparked so many fashion memories.
Oh,
Michelle
that's nice.
says The Commitments, Moonstruck, Indiana Jones, Trading
Moonstruck.
Places.
Oh my gosh.
When
Trading
Harry-
Places was one of the Eddie Murphy ones.
When Harry Met Sally, Dead Poets Society.
Oh my gosh. Dead Poets
Is that
Society
when your
was
fave
80s?
10 Commandments came out?
And my 10 Commandments came out in the 70s, I think. But
was
I would
another
say
one we
Dead
had to
Poets
watch.
Society is also a big favorite for me. This is
Beverly
a
Hills
boxy
Cop.
top, so you can see it's a little bit short on me. I'm not a huge fan of the boxy top. People tell me it looks good on me. I just feel uncomfortable in it.
But I do want to highlight that. So in the top, it's more of like an indigo blue, but the violet really works well with it.
Yeah, because I think it's a multi-tonal blue.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a little bit of everything in it. So the violet does seem to work. But for me personally, the shortest top that I'll wear from Sorry Not Sorry is a side slit top.
Play windbreakers.
Was that what they were called?
That's what Corey said.
There was a lot of surf clothing. I think, wasn't surf clothing the 80s?
Flash dance.
Hang 10? Have you heard of Hang 10?
No.
Okay, somebody will know about Hang 10. Flash dance. What a feeling.
Was Baywatch 80s or 90s?
I don't know, but to be fair, did not watch Baywatch.
I've unfortunately seen a lot of Baywatch because when you turn on our TV at home, that's what comes on first. So
Really?
It always starts with Shafali and I'm making fun of Baywatch.
This one is so unbelievably soft. This one is a self pocket dress. You can see the checkerboard pattern that was so predominant in the 80s. It's black and kind of like a sand color and a cream mixed in there. And then it has French knots going through it through here. And you can see that over top of squared off sequins. But I do feel like the color choice and the pattern, and especially this down here.
And the checker?
And the checkers. They remind me of things you used to see in like rock shops.
I was thinking of the horse on the beach as well, Shafali. I just did not know how to explain that. So, because she said, LMAO, yeah, we watch a lot of Baywatch. Throwback to the horse on the beach. And it's like, it's just that they randomly just had a horse. And you're like, they definitely just had to incorporate a horse into the budget.
Quick sizing note. So earlier I had tried on a sculptural tunic dress and I said that it fit, we have it listed as fitting to a size 18, but it genuinely fits larger than that. This style as well, we say fits to a size 18. And I would say the most that this style, which is the self pocket dress, would fit would be to a size 18. Definitely size 18 or smaller, not size 18 or bigger.
Jordy says, this is the 80s piece in my opinion.
Those are all
Kay
French knots
said, Jams Wien shorts. I made so many pairs.
Yeah, those were surfer shorts, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And then Heather says, checkers are from ska music, totally 80s.
That's it, ska. I knew it was. I remember seeing the pattern at like rock shops and stuff.
Baywatch started in 89.
Okay.
Morag said, I had black and white jams and a matching bikini.
Wow.
And Jordy says, yes, that dress needs to go dancing. Corey said Van shoes were also checkerboard.
Yes, they were.
And Jacqueline Webb says, still wear my Quay rain pants to the barn when raining. That's so fun. I love that. So
I have a question. But
I have a question. So you go first.
Does anybody still have anything that they had in the 80s besides those pants?
Okay.
Is there any piece of clothing or jewelry that you still have that is in regular rotation that you bought in the 80s?
Do you?
I think the only thing I can think of is that bracelet.
I think so.
I don't think anything else. I had pink floral overall shorts that I got from Fairweather in the 80s.
If you still had those, Nisha and I would be taking them.
I think I offered them to you guys, but you would have been a lot younger.
The Cars, the Police.
Yes.
Bass penny loafers.
Bass penny loafers, very in.
Blondie.
Very in. Used to wear them to the library all the time.
So my question is, now that we have reminisced in 80s fashion, if is there one style or trend that you think
Should come back?
not that you think should come back, but in your eyes is like
Definitive?
timeless. Like you're like
timeless.
this in my mind, in my eyes, no matter what, this will always look good.
I want to say black and white houndstooth.
You know what? That's so right for you.
Yes, black and white
You are
houndstooth, or
You
certain
love a
plaids.
houndstooth.
Certain plaids, I think, that were in back then should stay in.
Ladies, do you have a trend from the 80s that for you, in your mind, in your perspective and view of fashion, is always a yes?
I'm going to try this on with a bag.
Ooh, love these colors. Heather said Ralph Lauren button downs and polo sweatshirt. Corey said, I have a dress I wore in high school. No way it would ever fit me. Jacqueline Webb says, yep, lots of things. Long dresses, jackets, and jewelry.
That's so cool.
I want to be your lover. Purple Patchouli.
Oh,
Lorena said.
yes, Lorena. How does that?
Oh, wait,
No, that's not
that's
it.
Janet Jackson.
No, this one's. How does it go? Oh, shoot, Lorena. That song is part of my personal history.
I want to be your lover, yeah.
Who sings that again? Mira, you may need to look it up.
I will.
Oh
Deep
my-
Electric Blue. Margaret says, still wear big gold colored cuff bracelet and gold colored chain.
Nice.
Oh, it's Prince.
Yeah, it is Prince.
I want to be your weekend love. Is that one?
I don't know.
No, that's Purple Rain.
Oh yeah, that's Purple Rain.
That's Purple
I'm
Rain.
trying to I hear it in my head, but I'm gonna. As soon as this is over, I'm gonna have to listen.
I know.
to it.
I'll pull it up. Corey says the preppy look: loafers, skinny jeans, and a button down.
Yeah. Hairstyles. I remember having my hair feathered in grade 8. Does anybody else remember feathered hair?
CFA Christine.
Oh, that's Christine.
Eglin?
Yeah.
Oh. I have a couple jumpsuits from the late 80s. When I can wear the second purple number is a fashion crime. Heather said, I loved the power suits of the 80s. Women
Yes.
got to wear pants.
Yeah.
I
Wasn't Home Alone done in the 80s? I think it was.
think maybe.
Yeah.
So
So here is the same fabric in a tunic without side slits, guys. This one does not have side slits.
I always see things of people posting pictures of a hairstyles from the 80s and 70s and being like, why don't people style their hair like this anymore? And it's like, the comments are always like, so there's this thing called the hole in the ozone that
was caused by the
created.
hairspray.
Every single item that was used to create this hairstyle has now been banned in almost every country.
Yeah, that is kind of true. I think we first saw mohawks in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, like the really pointy mohawks.
Well, I think 80s is probably when like the punk scene really emerged too, right?
Is Shafali still here? She will know. So this one has these really fun colors. This is actually a lime green. There's a pink with magenta undertones. There's a true purple with bluey undertones. And then that's a sky blue, but it ends up looking like a teal because it's right next to the green and the purple. But that pattern is all the way around it. If you are looking for one of our tunic length caftans without slits, we still have some because now everything new that comes in has a slit. So this is one of the very few that are left that doesn't have a slit.
I want to be your brother. I want to be your mother and your sister too.
Mm-hmm.
Does that help at all?
It's in my head. And we can't play it because the whole video will get banned.
Yeah. I ain't got no money. I ain't got those other guys. I ain't like those other guys you hang around who have money.
It's in my head. And I like the chorus, the way he sings it's kind of whiny.
That's like Timberlake has a song and like honestly, so honest, so true, so accurate to the time. He goes, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no way to take you on a date. I can't even buy you flowers. But together we'd make the perfect soulmates.
That's kind of like a Gen Z song.
Yeah.
The Gen Z anthem. Okay, ladies, this one has, now this is kind of a greeny ochre. And then this one is a cobalt blue. This is a super, super pale blue. This is a sky blue. And I think we have more of those colors up here in the pattern. What you're looking at as the world's softest sculptural tunic dress.
It looks perfect with the Casbah.
Honestly, what doesn't look great with Casbahs?
I feel so bad I keep yawning, guys. I'm so sorry. Because I'm yawning directly into the microphone. Lorena says Doc Martens with a dress, aka the Mira style.
The Mira style, 100% timeless.
Jordy says backcombing and hairspray.
Yes.
Morag says slam dancing, hibs.
Morag slam dancing. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that.
Crumping.
So slam dancing, it was like a mosh pit, but you would just literally bang into each other. Run and slam.
Margaret says, I still have a pink pleated cotton dress from Sarah Clothes in the Byward Market.
Oh, wow. I wish I still had stuff from then. I still have stuff from the 90s. I think it was just that one decade was so teenagey for me. Like my body hadn't even, I think I wore a lot of, no, I didn't. I was going to say I wore a lot of Northern Reflections because my sister was a buyer for Northern Reflections, but that wasn't until I was in university. So she would get me sample sizes and just buy them for
Life
me.
hacks. Michelle says, Farah, the queen of my husband's dreams. We still have an original poster.
Okay, Farah had the feathered hair.
The feathered hair.
So it was cut a certain way, and it wasn't like you guys wear it where it's kind of like looped out. It just kind of, it looked like a feather. The hair was flat, but it kind of had the texture.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have things to stop frizz back then. Frizz just happened. There was no such thing as product. There was gel.
You know, I was thinking, so weird that it just kind of disappeared from the market.
What?
Oil sheets.
Oil sheets?
Remember the little sheets that you used to have on the go to dap up any like oil on your skin?
Yeah, they did stop selling
They used to be everywhere. And I used to have such oily skin. And now?
I think because they have makeup that controls oil.
It must be. But I was like, for the longest time, I was just dabbing my face.
So the color here, this is a brick red. Whoa, can you guys see me? Yes. This is a brick red. This is a teal. This is like a demoiselle blue, so blue with slight teals in it. And then here we have sand colors on cream. And this is a waterfall top. And once again, if you put this in your wish list, this may be something you want to get in the next week or so.
Dippity doo.
Yeah, that was the gel. That was the name of the gel. You know, Taya still uses Dippity Doo.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Taya is her uncle, my brother-in-law. Have we got any more? The Cure.
The Cure.
The Cure. John Cougar Mellencamp.
The Smiths.
The Smiths.
And if a double-decker bus crashes into us,
That's how they sound.
to die by your side is a heavenly way to die. Gregorian chant.
It does sound like a Gregorian chant. Okay, the Smiths. John Cougar Mellencamp, Jack and Diane was definitely the 80s.
Steve Miller Band.
Don't remember any songs by
I've
them.
never actually heard a single song from the Steve Miller Band.
Ooh, this looks
leave it that way.
beautiful together. So this one is a side slit top. And once again, side slit tops can be worn either side to the front. Mira, is the back of this one different?
Maybe ever so slightly, but not a lot.
Not a lot. But some of them are distinctly Monday, Tuesday pieces where you can wear them either way. And here is another one of the Pepin bags, which we finally have available online.
How did you make an entire outfit?
Just like that.
Just like that. Random tank top you've been wearing, color match. Bag you pulled off the ground, the exact color of pant and top.
Seriously, it even has the red
Like
in
it
it.
even has the red, it even has the yellow, it even has the blue. Like that was crazy.
Yeah.
I was actually gobsmacked.
Well, it was like what I wore on Thursday, and I was so matchy, and some customers came in, and one of the ladies stopped. She goes, "You are perfectly matched." I said, "Wait till you see my bag."
Well, I liked how much this bag worked
Yes.
with this dress.
It really does. And this one, you know, I'm appreciating this one more and more the more I see it. It is actual paint. Like you can completely see all the paint work that he did on this leather. It's truly unbelievable. And I find that, so now that I'm using one of the messenger bags, I like the size of it. I like the weight of it. I like that nothing falls out of it. I do enjoy wearing it crossbody, like over my coat. And then later I can put it over my shoulder and I can hold this bottom piece here to kind of keep it in place. So guys, we had our doubts about the length of the strap, but I got to take that back. It's a good length.
Nice.
Yeah.
Some of the ladies have said the boss.
The boss is
Springsteen.
Springsteen.
Oh. Jane says, yes, the boss. I had a crush on him for sure. Mm-hmm. Heather says, Fergal Sharkey.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Alan, and then all of the 80s hair rock bands.
Yes, the hair rock bands.
Lorena
for sure.
says, Parliament, Booty, Funkadelic, Rick James, Sauce Band.
Rick James,
Atlantic Star.
I think Rick James was Brick House. She's a brick. No, Freakazoid.
She's a brick.
Freakazoid.
Oh. I
can't remember. I thought it was. She's a Brick House, I think, is Rick James. I don't know who Freakazoid was, though. And there was another one called Le Freak Says Chic.
Le Freak Says Chic.
How do you know
Freak
that song?
out.
Freak Out, that one.
It's so good.
How do you know it?
How do you know? It's an iconic song.
I was so young when that came out. And then there's Tainted Love, which I hesitate to say anymore. Because ever since these girls have told me that.
Okay, no. There's a difference.
There is a song called Tainted Love by Soft Cell. But if you take the ED off the first word, apparently it means something totally different. And it's not nice. It's not sweet and kind. It's kind of too much information.
Okay, no, it's because...
So you've ruined the song for me.
It's so Tainted Love. Yeah, that what she said. So basically she's just... The word in question is taint. Is the thing.
Should you be saying that out loud?
Jordy says no, it's okay to say tainted. No, so the reason that there's hesitancy is because we're like... Yeah, one time we were talking about something and it was like...
I said, wait. A taint.
Yes, yeah, we were talking about it was like something was stained and I was like, it's tainted, you know? And she being my mom was like, yeah, like when you're listening or blah, blah, blah with it, there's like, it has a taint.
It has a taint. It's ruined for you.
And my sisters and I all stopped and just stared at each other because, yeah, we knew what she was saying. And it was okay to say that. But the key thing about Priya Mohan is, and one of my favorite things to make fun of my mom about, is that she will see something and be like, that's kind of phallic. And we'll be like, hey, it's actually not phallic at all.
Oh my God.
So it'll be like,
I used to say that all the time when they were little. I'd be like, that's phallic imagery.
It's so funny. Like one time it was a cactus that waved and it was like a solar powered like bobbing cactus. And she went, that's really phallic. And I said, Mom, they're selling it at Indigo in the kids section. It's just a cactus.
I guess it's too much being around like sheavlings, which by the way are phalluses.
And so it was just really funny when she said it has a taint to it because I'm like, that's kind of phallic.
Oh my God, it was such a good word though. It's such a perfect word. There is no other word for that word, and you've ruined that word for my whole generation.
Well, Tainted Love is really good.
It's a great song.
For some reason, a fun little insight into my mind, I'm going to say majority of my life, maybe even more than half of my life, in my little Mira Mohan's brain, when I pictured the singer of Tainted Love, I thought that it was Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Did you really?
Yep.
But he's so goofy and Tainted Love is so cool.
Well,
Tainted Love. Oh.
I don't know what to tell you. That's who I pictured.
Now
that's
I know I've got to get.
That's like there was a remix. Like there was a newer version of Toto's Africa.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like made like more modern. And no matter what I did, whenever I heard it, I always pictured Kevin G from Mean Girls being the one who sang it. And then someone who looked like Kevin G sang Africa by Toto on American Idol. And I literally said, I manifested this moment.
You must have.
So the ladies say Super Freak, David Bowie,
Super Freak.
Red Shoe, Your Let's Dance.
Yes. And also Mad World, which was Tears for Fears. But there was a really good one by David Bowie. Love it. Can't remember the name of it.
Under Pressure.
No, it wasn't that one. Also
Modern
good, but
Love.
wasn't that one.
Is it
Could
Modern
have been
Love?
Modern Love. Modern Love. Yeah, it was that
Yeah,
one.
Modern Love's really good. Hannah had a Modern Love phase a couple of years back where she said, what if we just listen to Modern Love?
This looks so good together.
It literally looks like you're on vacation.
You know, and this is what I was explaining to that lady who came in when she told me I was really matchy. All I do is find a pair of pants I love, put it with a coordinating top that's really comfortable, and then throw a piece of silk over it. And it just looks so put together. And it's literally effortless. And then if you don't have a fun yellow boot, wear a nude shoe, which is not hard to find. Or wear a Doc Marten boot. Also very cool.
You're still doing good, but I just wanted to let you know that it's 9:34.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to be done early today.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sorry, we went on a bit of a tangent there with Tainted Love, but it was just so funny. But unfortunately, it was just so funny.
It was so funny.
What else? So here's my question, if you can remember. How old were you in the 80s, if you feel pretty
So I was thinking about that. So I think it's like grade 7 or 8 until the end of high school. Maybe even first year university.
For my next question,
Okay.
if you can recall,
Yes.
what was your, I'm home from school, I have to watch this show before. This is the show I gotta watch. What was your 80s cartoon or like your 80s TV show?
Okay. I think it was The Facts of Life.
Mm-hmm.
That one with Michael J. Fox that they've already said the name of that I've already forgotten again.
Something Ties?
Family Ties.
School Ties. No.
What else was there that we watched back then? It was all those shows. They were all about families, like teenagers, but they were so benign.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody had any real problems. You know what Mira told me today? So apparently
I'll tell you so many things.
there are drug problems happening in and around the world.
Been happening.
And as I've been driving to work, I've been noticing these people who look like they're bent down to touch their toes. And if it was just one person, then I would be like, that person is trying to touch their toes. But like there are numbers of them. And then I even saw people sitting on the ground. And again, they looked like they were like forehead to the ground. So Mira told me something that I did not know. Tell everybody, what is that?
It is often correlated to fentanyl use. They call it the fentanyl fold.
And it's an actual thing.
It's a common thing. And unfortunately, because like drug use is so prominent if you're an unhoused person, just because it can provide a bit of escape, a bit of distance between situation.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so prevalent and you see it so much more now. But that looks so good with your pants.
Doesn't it? It feels really good. It's so soft.
I love this one. I don't know how it's still here. Every single Christmas I think about getting it.
But yeah, I was really shocked to know that.
Yeah, it's actually like before it really became like a known thing, it was really common behavior to see in BC for a while because the opium issue there was a lot. I'd say that it was you could like encounter it a lot sooner than you did here in Hamilton.
Yeah.
Like it's become a lot more perceptive.
I don't think we had anything that was that telling in the 80s.
Well, yeah.
Like I was trying to think after you told me that like I think there was a lot of cocaine use and heroin use.
And then Grandmaster
Flash,
said, I'm going to stop cocaine use. And he did with White Lines.
Is that what? Well, I know that's what White Lines was. But I thought that was
going through your mind. My dad showed me that song a year ago. And I said, is this how Dare was created? Like, this is so good.
Doesn't he say how bad it is in
It's literally, homework. if you feel like having a good time, listen to White Lines by Grandmaster Flash. It is so funny. It's just because you're like, this is one, really serious. Two, you're doing a great job of giving me all the pointers. You're doing an amazing job of giving me all the pointers. But the song is so fun. The vibe is so strong that you're like, maybe I should do cocaine so that I can understand what you're talking about.
Never say those words.
I'm never going to, it is obviously I'm never going to do cocaine, y'all.
Never.
But it's like, there's almost a FOMO aspect to it because we're having so much fun.
Singing about this thing,
you know?
Yeah.
It's like how in Dare, you're like, whoa, I'm having so much fun that maybe I want to be thrown into one of these situations because I know what to do, you know?
Okay.
You're like, I can put
Thank
my
God
body
for
to the
Dare.
test.
So, this is Velvet. The
I
sparkly
love this
thing,
piece.
Swarovski crystals.
Like, this one is so fun.
Color is accurate there.
Like, imagine you're going to the beach.
Wouldn't that be fun as a cover-up?
As
over
a beach
black
cover-up.
bathing
Like,
suit?
oh my God, so fun.
And I love the velvet
Sun
on it.
hat. That as your beach cover-up. Bahama Mama in hand.
Oh. Instantly
Hand goes into Bahama Mama.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Very, very soft. Obviously an expensive sari. And then it has those same rhinestones all the way through it.
It's giving Desperate Housewives in the best way.
It is. It's actually unbelievable. I mean, it's a statement piece, but I think you're right. Like if you wore it as a bathing suit cover-up, nobody would really care what was underneath it. You would just have the vaguest outlines of a very sexy body, probably a very curvy body. And everybody would be like, you look so great. That's such a great caftan.
So before we move on,
Yes.
White Lines.
Yes.
It's called White Lines in brackets. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Bang, bang, diddy, bang, no bang. Isn't that how it goes?
No, it's the White Line.
No, I think it does go.
Going through my mind.
And all the while I think of you.
Yeah. I'm trying to get the lyrics to show because I don't want to log into Spotify though.
This is beautiful. This is unbelievably soft. I'm going to call this a watermelon color. And it has a stripe. You can definitely see the diagonal stripe, but it has a second stripe. And that stripe is printed on. It's not woven in. You can see like there's like a lighter area with almost like a wavy pattern that crisscrosses the red or the pink. And then there's also this fabulous hand embroidery French knots. French knots are always done by hand, and you can see the work on the back right there.
I'm so sorry, guys. The comments it had froze at earlier on, so there are so many.
Let's hear
My
them.
bad. This has certainly been a colorful evening.
Nice.
Talking days of our lives.
Oh, right.
Ooh, Jordy says, ooh, good question. Ooh, this isn't she says, and what about snack when you got home from school? What was your go-to 80s?
Oh my
snack?
God. Okay, I know my favorite cereal was Captain Crunch or Fruit Loops. And my after-school snack.
And while you ponder.
Oh, anything by Vachon. Vachon Cakes, Vachon Flaky, Vachon Caramel, Vachon Joe Louis.
Half Moons.
Half Moons. What else did we eat after school?
Well, you think Jacqueline Webb says soap operas, Young and the Restless.
The Young and the Y&R. Danny. Do you guys remember Danny?
And then the ladies all say fentanyl fold, heroin lean, fentanyl
no idea.
Sabina said, I just saw someone doing the same. I thought he was sleeping in a triangle pose.
Yeah, like I have never seen it before. And so prevalent, like that I knew it had to be something, because why would so many people have the same very awkward pose?
Mm-hmm. Michelle says, isn't it so sad? My daughter told me that too. My heart aches for them. Hash and pot really was what I remember from the 80s.
Yeah, me too. That's all that was happening in high school was weed.
Yeah. Everyone loves that choral piece. It's similar to Marvin Gaye's Inner City Blues serious message. Christine said, I have the vest. I should consider mustard pants.
Ooh.
Morag says Kraft mac and cheese.
Yes.
PBJs. Wagon wheels.
Wagon wheels. Definitely wagon wheels.
Morag also says tuna fish sandwich is 1970s for me. Jane says, I carry Noxolone with me. Yes, just all the time, just in case. So that is something you can carry. So they have them. A lot of pharmacies will give them. They're either like they're not super expensive, or some places even give them out for free. It's called Noxolone.
Yeah.
It's if you encounter someone who is overdosing, you can give them Noxolone. It helps with the opioid crisis. That if you encounter someone who is overdosing, you can
save their life.
You basically save their life. You give it to them, and it helps extend enough time for medical intervention and help.
Wow.
So they're really great to have, and they're very easy to get. And know that Shoppers has them too.
So is it just like a needle, like an EpiPen?
Yeah, it's like a needle.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's bad. Like
it is quite. It's really
like I feel like it's gotten particularly bad.
It's gotten really bad because when I was in a high school, that was when Jane says free at the pharmacy.
Nice.
Or Narcan, yeah. So when I was in high school, that was when fentanyl was just getting bad because it was being snuck into things.
That's what I heard too. Yeah.
And unfortunately, like I had heard of students who had passed away because they had
accidentally ingested a fentanyl.
Yeah, they had accidentally ingested fentanyl.
Remember that guy who jumped Nisha, that he was given drugs and they were contaminated with other stuff?
Yeah, so it was always a really bad thing, but it has become a lot more prevalent now.
Do you think it has to do with
it's
the
just
economy?
It's the intersection of poverty and homelessness and poor infrastructure. Like it is a combination of a lot of like
you know what's really sad is there is somebody profiting from this.
Yeah, 100%.
I need to take a moment to talk about something so less important, which is just how soft this is. I'm so sorry. Like, I can't take it off without telling you guys that this is like butter. It's unbelievably soft for a Georgette. Now let's talk about serious things. So has it gotten worse? Is that like, is it it's more
I don't
prevalent?
think that it's gotten worse.
But why am I
think that
suddenly seeing this fold?
It's not hidden.
Oh, maybe that's why. It's literally on the street.
Because what I mean by it's a culmination is it was kind of what we had talked about a couple lives back maybe, which, yes, Jane Byrne says mental health is a really big part of it. And also a lot of the places. Oh, Diva, the main reason why it's gotten so much worse within the last month.
Yes, why?
Is they've closed all the safe injection sites.
No.
That was one of the big things is we had multiple safe injection sites in Hamilton and they cut them all. And that was what I told you. We talked about it briefly was the public library now is no longer treated as a certified warming space for in the cold. And now they actually have security because since they've closed these safe injection sites, there have been a lot more people on the streets, and now they have security there so that people don't congregate in the library rather than having safe injection people who could work at the library. And if those people show up, then they can help them. But it was a really big thing. My friend Jessica is really well-versed in the programs and practices of safe injection sites. So
there's like an actual visible impact.
There is 100% of visible impact. Safe injection sites are really, really beneficial because it is what it does is it's like, if I'm not going to stop you, we're going to make sure that this is done safely. And so, yeah, that's
I'm going to interrupt for a sec. Just in case you're wondering, this is a very pale tan. And then these are different shades of coral and red. So it's tan and coral. The tan has slightly yellow undertones. I know that it's like irrelevant compared to what we're talking about.
No, it's good though.
But also like,
it's like
you
part
should
of
know.
like what we, yeah.
You should know.
Morag says it reverses the opioids and they can become violent when you pull them out of their high. So with the narco.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that's why it's like good to kind of like do it also to immediately call for like medical intervention and help.
Wow.
Jordy says keeps getting worse and safer injection sites get shut down. Jane agrees and she said that's what Ford did. So Ford was the one who recently just shut down all the safe injection sites. We actually had multiple in Hamilton that were really beneficial. Jordy says you can get training for Narcan. Lots of businesses train employees and have kits on hand.
Wow.
And so, yes, the safe injection sites are, what's really amazing about them is what they do is you go and you can bring the drugs that you have. They're not going to like report you and they'll test them. So they're like, even if you are going to be having like using drugs or using these drugs, if we're not in a place and we're not able to help you like wean off them, if you're not in a place where you're able to do that, we can at least test them to make sure that you're not more at risk. And so it's really helpful that way. They also have shots. They have the Narcan, and like it's also like a safer place for them to use drugs rather than to just be on the street.
You know, I feel like I've spent so much time recently following global politics that stuff that's happening in Ontario has passed me by.
I was like, the safe injection sites closing was something that really, really bothered me because it just connects so much to the public spaces, not actually serving the public in the way that they need to with how crazily cold it's been in Hamilton, especially. Losing those warm spaces for the unhoused population is really serious. And like that's also why within the last month, the church by the old store got so busy.
Yes, it also got there were more people.
Because that became one of the main services that people would go to. And I think like they even opened up their washrooms like even more so in other services at the church because so many of the injection sites had closed. Jane says absolutely, and safe injection sites are evidence-based but conservatives. And Morag says we don't have OTC Narcan in US, at least not in Virginia.
Oh wow. Yeah,
yes,
I'm so sorry that I skewed the conversation, but I had been really wondering, and I thought, this is clearly not a one-time thing. Somebody is going to know what this is. And this is a kimono sleeve top. And it's very beautiful. But yeah, I was really quite surprised to hear that. But it did get me thinking about how I don't remember that. Like I remember in the 80s going into Toronto and seeing people who had mental health issues and, you know, some people with Tourette's who would be screaming things and talking or yelling on the subway. But rarely, or I'd see people sleeping, which I assumed was alcohol.
The other thing is drugs are a lot more easily accessible now too.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this the other day. And you know what? This ties back to our 80s conversation. As I was by Rosales, which is a really delicious diner that if you're ever in Hamilton looking for a delicious diner, definitely go there. Okay. But I was at Rosales and on the street, I looked up and in the telephone wires, there was a pair of shoes tied.
Oh.
And there's a drug dealer nearby.
That's what that means?
Remember? Well, that is what the old code was.
I did not know that. I thought it was just people having fun with shoes.
Mom, you're the one who told me this.
I think I forgot.
Okay. That's okay. And that's okay.
Oh, not okay. Okay.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
But I was always told that when there were shoes up where you found like a shoe tree or you saw people's shoes hanging, there was a drug dealer nearby.
Wow.
And that's how you would tell. But I was like, how crazy that was such a solid system for so long and it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, you see shoes, but now you're like, oh, someone just lost their shoes. Like I used to see shoes hanging everywhere.
Yeah.
You'd see it in the most random places, like in woods.
Yes.
Because that's where you'd meet the drug dealer. They'd be like, find the shoes in the woods and I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
But now it's so easily accessible.
It's so true. That's scary.
It is.
Like, again, going back to our whole thing about the 80s, I feel like the things that we had to worry about were less dangerous than the things we worry about now.
Jordy says some bars, clubs, raves, parties, etc. have testing too. It can be in so many drugs these days, not just an isolated problem. Sabina says, yeah, Toronto is the same. Closing safe injection sites, negative impact all around. Jane says, oh my, Ontario is failing health, education, and housing, but you can get a beer at the corner store.
Wow.
Corey says, and he felt he needed to buy a plane. Jane says, the hospitals are laying off nurses right now quietly, and all of Ford promised was to get rid of hallway medicine, etc., but he changed laws to seal his phone records. Wow. And Jordy says, I think it's an effort to fund public health care to justify private health care. And Morag says private health care is the worst.
I have to start paying more attention to Canadian politics. I feel like there's stuff going on under my nose that because everybody's distracted. This is beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, this is insane.
Wow. Stunning. How has this not sold?
That's what I was just thinking. That's crazy. And with the yellow, so fun, very Betsy Johnson.
It is Betsy Johnson. However, I would likely pair this with blue or gray.
Okay, but the yellow's
yellow is so fun.
Like, that's so fun.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
But we were talking about the distraction provided by the United States right now.
Michelle says, this will sound terrible, but misery loves company. Our provincial government is horrid here, terribly corrupt too. Voucher healthcare in Alberta soon.
Oh, who said that?
Michelle.
Michelle, I follow your stories, and thanks to you, I know what's going on in Alberta. Otherwise,
it's scary right now.
It doesn't hit the news. It doesn't hit my news feed. And if it weren't for you, I'd have no idea. And thanks to you, I realize that there are some real problems happening. And if they're starting in one province, who knows how far it's going to go.
Lisa LaBelle says that looks like a stained glass window.
It really does.
Morag says, before turning 65, I was paying $1,400 a month for healthcare with a $3,500 deductible.
Wow.
Jordy says, love it with the yellow pants.
Yeah.
Carrie Best says, how soft is this maxi caftan? Is it sheer?
Very, very, very soft.
Was it sheer?
It is sheer. Very soft. Butter.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh, that's what I was. Jane says Alberta and Ontario are the worst for leadership government.
Wow.
What I was going to say about the testing at bars, clubs, and raves was I remember spiking got really serious.
Spiking drinks,
but then also for a little bit in the UK, I was really scared because spiking turned to needle pricks.
Really?
When people were getting like pin pricked and they wouldn't know until they'd have a bruise on their arm later.
This is adorable.
That one's so nice and it's so soft.
It's so soft.
It's such a soft one.
Yeah.
But it's brought up a lot of fun conversations. And so there are, for safety, a fun thing that you can do with your friends to also be like, watch your drinks, which is something that I think I want to start doing more at Club Closet after we kind of are more well known. It's where you literally have like a bag of gummies, and you candy spike people's drinks, where you spike their drink by putting a gummy in it, and then you full on be like, I put a gummy in your drink and you didn't notice. You should be more aware of your drink.
Oh, I love that.
And so, like, because I follow someone and that's what they do with their friends.
Idea. Yeah.
Is that so if smart. They're out.
You had me scared there for a minute.
No.
But then I saw where you were going and I'm like, that's my daughter right there. Yeah. That one right there.
Or it's like when you go out with your friends, if you notice that they aren't really paying attention to their drinks or being cautious enough, you literally like put a gummy in their drink and they're like, oh my God, there's a gummy in here. And you're like, and you didn't even notice. And I did it so easily. But also, yes, Jane says you should be able to get a lid for your drink. You have to ask the bartender. There's also these things where you can buy them. They're a sticker and you can stick them on top of the cup.
Oh, like yes. That?
And then you can like stab through, kind of like a bubble tea lid.
Oh.
So they get them for red Solo cups, so that when you go to like high school parties and stuff like that, you can have the thing.
Guys, this is the last one.
Whoa.
We did it. What time is it?
9:57. We're
There
kind
you
of
go.
really good at our job.
We are. For the final moments, I will show you these purses again.
And I do have a couple comments.
Oh, I would love to hear the comments.
Jordy says Canadian politics are so scary right now. Lisa says in the 80s we didn't think about anything.
No, we did not.
Of leaving our drinks at the table, purses too.
Yep.
Morag says world politics are terrifying. Jane says you should be able to get we talked about the lid. And Jordy says, wow, perfect timing. And I ask a question. So we kind of we ended in a scary place.
We did.
We
You know
ended in a
what? I
scary
think
place, but that's
I'm
okay.
channeling the energy of a scary world right now. And
we
I'm like,
ended in a scary place. But I think it prompts a very interesting question of there was not all this information in the 80s, but all this was still happening.
was it though?
Yeah, you just didn't know.
Yeah, I do think that's very likely. We just didn't know.
We
It was
just
so
didn't
much
know.
easier to stay sheltered back then.
Because that's the thing is when you keep in mind, like in the 90s, it was breaking news to find out what was going on in Africa.
Yeah.
Now you just Google an African newspaper and you know
Yeah.
exactly what's going on in Africa.
It's a lot of
So-
information and it's too much to process.
And so I think it's easy to look back at the simple times.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my question is,
My takeaway is
your takeaway, take us away.
My takeaway is we cannot bring back the safety that we felt in those times, the oblivious safety that we felt. But we can bring back the color and the joy.
Girl, get out of my head.
Is that what you were thinking
That was
too?
where I was going.
Yeah, that's what
was when we look back at the 80s, there is so much joy and memories and nostalgia. And
Yeah.
it is very important to try and find that joy and nostalgia in your everyday life.
Yeah.
And that can be in clothes, that can be in the weather's warming up, it can be in gardening. I was walking the other day and I looked beside a lamppost and I saw a tiny carved wooden frog. Then I said, what a joyous thing. And so the world is scary, but there's a lot of really nice things in between.
There are.
So
And
don't forget to look for those.
If you think about what Jane's doing, there's also small things that you can do to improve the world.
Yeah.
You know, learn about what's going on. Make somebody smile. Remind somebody about the 80s. Sing a song from the 80s in somebody's ear. Give them a little earworm. Wear bright colors again. I think that's something that we owe ourselves as we face a lot of the fresh hells that we are exposed to each day that are so different from the oblivious 80s that we lived in. We still have power. We still have joy. And we still have the ability to show gratitude and to be grateful.
And I do have some comments. So Jordy says, ooh, are there any upcoming sorry picking videos?
So no, but we are changing our sneak peeks starting after the sneak peek. So we'll have a sneaky peek on Tuesday. We'll have a sneaky peek on Friday. And then on Sunday, Mother's Day, we will have our sneak peek release for Mother's Day. It's the May 10th sneak peek release. And for the first time, I think ever, we are going to be open at the store during the sneak peek. But it's going to be that same thing that the first person who pays gets the piece. So we are possibly anticipating chaos. Might be better if you kind of roll in a little bit later, maybe around 12 after the first hour's worth of crazy ends. Because then you can probably actually sit back and enjoy the pieces and have a look at them, enjoy brunch on the street. And then starting after that, for the summer, we were thinking that rather than doing a monthly sneak peek, we're going to release 20 pieces every Friday. And we will share those pieces with you as part of a collection like this, like the 90s or Frequency or whatever it is. And included in the collection will be 20 pieces which are new. And then at the time that the live starts, those pieces will go for sale. Like we will activate them so that they can be purchased. And that way there's new pieces coming every Friday. When you watch the live, you'll get to see them. You won't get overwhelmed because there's only going to be 20 of them. It still keeps things really chill. And it means that, you know, your summer can kind of flow and not be like, this is the day where everything has to end because it's a sneak peek. So we hope you like that new format. We're kind of excited about it because it lets us curate what we show you instead of just going this and this and this and this and this. But you can look forward to this and this and this and this and this on Tuesday and Friday.
And we just have a lot of really sweet comments.
Thank you for your sweet comments, ladies. We appreciate you so much. Honestly, we would not be doing this. We would not be here. We would not be able to share this joy and bring joy to so many if you guys didn't support us every day in all the different ways that you do. We love you. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Bye.
Bye.